We are back. I like to consider Nub's breaks in canon as James just straight up dissociating for a bit. That's appropriate. That's in character. Hey, Scam Train. Happy Halloween. Hope you're doing well today. Did you wash your hands? I did. I'm like obsessive about washing my hands after the bathroom. Also, we have really nice smelling hand soap. Smells like a strawberry daiquiri. Raptor Maid. So, the town is sentient. I'm going to stop you right there because there's nothing to say if it is or is not. It's never been officially confirmed in the games or by the devs that the town itself is sentient. Unless you count, like, Silent Hill Downpour, where it calls a radio DJ. But for the Team Silent games, it's left ambiguous. That it could just be a spiritual power that surrounds the area that affects people in different ways. It might not be sentient. It might not be actively calling on people. Personally, that's the theory I more lean towards, rather than it's some sort of intelligent, sentient being that feeds on people's trauma the way a lot of people might think. But with the way Team Silent how it calls those and makes manifestations and stuff. God, what did I type? Yeah, I'm like having a stroke trying to read what you meant there. But I think I get the gist of it. Like, the town doesn't need to be sentient to create manifestations. Like, everything that's happening is just James's mind. Like, the town, this power surrounding the town is just being affected by whoever is in it. So James is here, Angela's here, Eddie's here, and the town simply takes the aspects of what's in their minds and manifests them as real. The same way if you walk into a place where it is raining, you get wet. It's not the rain sentiently, like, intelligently seeking you out to make you wet. It's just what happens when you're in a place when it's raining. So the spiritual power that surrounds the town of Silent Hill, if you interact with it, it has an effect. It has a reaction. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is acting in a sentient way, because it's just manifesting and reflecting back what's already inside these characters' minds. But there's a lot of debate around that, and nothing is concrete or confirmed one way or the other. Some people think it's sentient, some people think it's not. Team Silent has not commented on it, and it's not officially confirmed in the games. So speculate. Interpret things as you will. It's a lot of blood. And I like this effect of the fog sort of being in this area, but only around the floor, like only around the ground. It's a really good way of giving the sensation of like cold. You really get the idea that there's like this cold air in this hallway, just using this fog effect kind of collected around the ground. And then when we see these areas with Eddie, they look sort of like big meat lockers.
Eddie? What are you doing? What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that. Eddie, have you gone nuts? I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James. Hey, I didn't mean anything. Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James!
That shot of Eddie shooting, quote unquote, shooting James at like point blank always reminds me of Michael Kaufman in Silent Hill 1 shooting at Harry. He's like, wait, don't shoot. I'm not here to fight. Kaufman just shoots anyway. Sure. I never used the rifle. Eddie was killing those people this whole time? Yep. Every time we came across those corpses throughout the game up until this point, the ones that don't look like James anyway, those were manifestations of people that Eddie has killed. So like for James, he's been seeing monsters. Like he's seeing all of these monsters that represent various aspects of Mary. The flesh lips is supposed to be this cage that represents Mary's hospital bed that she was confined to. All of these creatures having these like sort of twisted, distorted mouths are supposed to represent all of the harsh words that Mary would say towards James, saying, you know, go home, I don't want your damn flowers. Like basically her personality changing because she's having to come to terms with her illness and her inevitable death. And she'd lash out at James. So all of the creatures that we encounter, that we see as a player through James's eyes, are representative of what James is dealing with internally. Like these things that represent all these various aspects of Mary. For Eddie, his whole issue is a persecution complex. He feels like everybody is out to get him, that everybody is picking on him, that they're making fun of him with their eyes, you know, that he'll kill someone just for looking at him if he thinks they're looking at him in the wrong way. So for the town to torment Eddie, it doesn't need to manifest monsters. It just manifests people. People who are making fun of Eddie. People for Eddie to feel persecuted by. And Eddie deals with things in a rash and violent way, so he just kills them. Up until this point, we've distinctly noted all of these corpses that Eddie leaves behind because they are not the James corpses, because those are part of James's, desire for punishment. James came to Silent Hill with the intention of killing himself, and that is represented through him constantly encountering and being faced with these corpses that resemble him. But James's corpses were always very distinct from Eddie's victims' corpses. Now we're in a room full of Eddie's corpses, Eddie's victims, and they are James's model. Look at the green jackets. The head and body is usually like mutilated, so you can't see like too clearly the hair and face. But all these bodies in here are James's body. Like, it is James's model, a mutilated version of James's model. So the same way that we get a little bit of a crossover in our perception of reality in the abstract daddy fight, that's where what Angela is experiencing and what James is experiencing start to overlap. And we're going to see even more of that with Angela and the burning staircase later. We'll get to that. Now, we're seeing that same overlap. We're seeing what the town is manifesting for Eddie and what the town is manifesting for James coexisting between these two people. So instead, we get corpses resembling James. Eddie's victims are now James as well.
Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
So before I really quickly murder Eddie, there's a lot to appreciate in this. Like, we get more of Eddie's backstory. He's talking about the dog that he shot and killed, the football player that he shot in the leg. We again have this overwhelming sensation of cold in his room, like in his boss room. The fog effect being inside and clustered around the ground really emphasizes like the sense of cold, like it's a big refrigerated meat locker. All the hanging chunks of meat with like fabric stitched onto the bottom are made to resemble Eddie. The way that he looks with his larger body and the shorts that he's wearing, which also is part of the mechanics of this boss fight. If you don't just murder the shit out of him like I'm about to, he'll walk around this room and hide behind these chunks of meat. But we're just going to give him a couple of blasts with the old shotgun and finish it off with a big old great knife. Shit. He ran away. Well, we might get a look at him hiding after all. Nope, he walked back into it. GG.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
And there again, we have James slowly breaking out of his delusion and coming to terms with reality. And after killing Eddie, the human being, he sort of has that realization. He's thinking about Mary, and he's questioning, did you really die 3 years ago? Because as we find out, she didn't. She's only been dead for about a week, and James killed her himself. So now that he's killed someone else, it's bringing that reality even more to the forefront of his mind. A lot of people ask why there's 2 pyramid heads at the end of the game, and pretty much from like this point on. And it's speculated that each pyramid head is representing James's desire for punishment, the guilt that he feels for murdering each person. First Mary, now Eddie. Even the eggs that you get, you pick up a rusty egg and a more bright red bloody egg from those 2 pyramid heads in order to progress through the door. So you could even speculate that the older, rustier looking egg is representative of Mary and her disease, and that the fresher, brighter, bloody egg is the more recent death of Eddie, representative of Eddie's murder. And then after killing Eddie, we're now right here at the boat launch. That's the little fence area of the Historical Society. Like, we were right up there. We went down a super long staircase, super long elevator. We jumped in like 5 or 6 seemingly bottomless pits, constantly just descending downward underneath the Historical Society, only for us to go through all of that and wind up like 20 feet away from where we went in to the Historical Society. Like, I love that the layout of everything that we just went through is completely nonsense. Like, shouldn't exist. Time to row the boat. I can only imagine what this is going to be like in the remake. They're going to add a monster. Yeah, exactly. Redacted. There's going to be a Kraken, 100%. I'm like, they're going to add a monster. They're going to put a monster in the water. I don't know. try and be positive. We try and have hope that they do a good job with it. It's all we can do for now. Speculate and hope. Yeah, Raptor Maid, that's what I joked about earlier. It'll just be the Del Lago fight from Resident Evil 4. Any idea when that will be released? No idea. The remake has been... the Silent Hill 2 remake has been in production for at least 3 years. So... probably sometime next year. Maybe even 2024 if there's some sort of delays. Because you can never tell with game development. They might just cut it out entirely and instantly send you to the hotel. Cut the whole boat segment. It's possible. There's a lot of these little segments that I'm wondering if they'll just change it completely. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. And I can barely fucking see it through all this fog, which is how the fog should be. I wouldn't have it any other way. Get the Little Mermaid music box. I know so many people who have gotten stuck when they get to the hotel because they forget to grab the Little Mermaid music box. I heard Konami doesn't have a development team or something anymore, which is slightly concerning. Konami doesn't really have, like, internal development anymore. They outsourced game development to other companies. So the Silent Hill 2 remake is being handled by Bloober Team. Silent Hill Townfall is being handled by No Code and published by Annapurna. So it's like, it's different devs working on all the Silent Hill projects. There's nobody internally really left at Konami at this point. The Lakeview Hotel, room 312, waiting for you. What's this? Room 312. That's the room Mary and I stayed in. Mary, are you there? Or maybe... Got a hotel map for guests. What does Konami even do anymore? Konami is still a very profitable company, but they just don't focus on video game development anymore. Konami owns all sorts of different businesses. They've got their fingers in all sorts of pies. Outside of video game development, Konami owns insurance companies. They own health spas and gyms. They have a lot of different kinds of businesses that they are involved in. And then on the gaming side of things, yeah, they still have Yu-Gi-Oh, which they make a shit ton of money from. They have their soccer series, formerly Pro Evolution Soccer. Now it's called something else that I forget. So yeah, for a long time they didn't really do much in the way of game development. They're the big music game company. Oh yeah, that too. Like they do still put out Dance Dance Revolution. And a bunch of other music and rhythm games.
Did I scare you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
Who's Rachel? Yep. Rachel was Mary and Laura's nurse while they were staying in a hospital. It's worth pointing out, of course, for people who might not understand, Mary and James don't live here. They've been to Silent Hill once. They came here on vacation right before Mary's illness took hold. So a lot of people were like, oh, they were together in Brookhaven Hospital or whatever. It's like, they weren't in a hospital here. They were somewhere else. What was that big theory that Mary was a patient in Brookhaven? Already ahead of you, Legate. That's what I'm talking about now. Yeah, that was one of those theories that was kicked around, and it literally, if you think about it for like 2 seconds, it makes no sense. They don't live here. This was just where James and Mary came for their vacation like years ago. Yeah. Not to mention, that's kind of the whole point of the game. You said you'd bring me there again someday, and you never did. They were only here once. They were here once for vacation, and Mary's second time here was as a corpse. Is Silent Hill currently a ghost town, or do people still live here? At this point in the game, it's presumed that the town is essentially mostly abandoned. There's probably still some like cult members living in old Silent Hill, further around Toluca Lake, but the majority of the town is just abandoned. Is Rachel ever mentioned elsewhere? She's mentioned in Silent Hill 4. She's actually one of the people who lived in South Ashfield Heights, along with her boyfriend. And there's like a whole little subplot about Rachel the nurse in Silent Hill 4. Yeah, they spell her name differently though. They put an extra A in Rachel. But presumably it's supposed to be the same Rachel. They just spelled her name wrong. So now we have a letter. A letter that is a real letter, as opposed to the letter that James has had since the start of the game, which we're going to look at in a moment. So this is a real letter that Mary left for Laura. And this is the reason why Laura is here. My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. This is how close Mary and Laura were. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary. So Mary left this letter for Laura, wishing her a happy 8th birthday. So this is very important. A lot of people seem to overlook this letter and cutscene, because people are always shocked when I explain this fact.
Laura, how old are you?
So James asks, how old is she?
I turned 8 last week.
8 last week.
Mary couldn't have died.
Mary was alive and wrote a letter to Laura wishing
really
her happy
be here?
birthday.
Is this the quiet,
Last
beautiful
week.
place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one Mary... Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
Oh, Laura phased through the door. It's funny that still happens sometimes. But yeah, so that that letter that Laura had from Mary, that is such a critical part of the plot. So many people seem to overlook this massive, massive part of the plot of Silent Hill 2. Mary was alive as of last week, in the terms of the whatever the current time is, day is, whatever in the game. As of James arriving here in the town, Mary has, was alive as recently as a week ago and wrote this letter for Laura. So this is where the entire delusion that James has starts to break down. He thinks that she's been dead for years, but in reality, he just killed Mary last week, a week before coming here. And her body is in the backseat of his car, still where we left it at the very beginning of the game. A drawing done by Laura. A cat. Look at that cat. Euthanasia? I mean, that's the big moral quandary of Silent Hill 2. Mary was very sick and was dying. There were even times where Mary said herself that she wanted to die. But she didn't die on her terms. James killed her, whether that was to end her suffering or relieve James of his burden of caring for her. See, that's where you can argue about kind of like the moral specifics of it. Do you feel that that is justified euthanasia? Do you think James was selflessly, freeing Mary from her pain and her suffering? Or was James selfishly trying to get rid of a burden, a problem, and sort of took on the idea that he was helping her, that he was setting her free from her pain as a way of justifying what he did? It's a really heavy topic. Like I said, it's a serious moral quandary that they pose upon the player. There's a piano here. I remember how much Mary liked to play the piano. She wasn't very good, but I still loved to hear her play. That was so long ago, before we were even married. Why am I thinking of that now? Like the game in general, nothing is so black and white. I'd say it's a mixture of both selfishness and caring. And that's kind of the idea. That's kind of the point. There's not really like a definitive black or white answer to it. Especially considering there's multiple endings. So if you look at the Leave ending, you know, it's more like James coming to terms with it and Mary understanding that it was more for her than it was for him. Or you have the Maria ending, where James literally learns nothing and makes these same exact mistakes again, but this time with Maria, sort of doomed to repeat the same fate. God, I love the sound effect when you step into this elevator and pick up the thinner. That like weird, deep breath noise. Abstract Daddy is here as a regular enemy now. And I know a lot of people might be like, why is the Abstract Daddy here? Because Angela is also here. We still have to have our final conclusion to Angela's story. So that's why they're popping up around the hotel. We're not the only ones here. Oh, this is good. We'll go ahead and show this really quickly. If you try to go up to the 3rd floor before you have the key, it will say that it's locked, but as you turn around to leave, you'll hear Mary call out to James. Right as you get to the bottom of the stairs. Does it repeat, or it's just once? It's the first time you try to go up there and then walk away. But then it doesn't do it again. Oh, the letter. Got the key to hotel room 204. Yeah, it is like super quiet as well, Blubby. So they do kind of make it in such a way where you kind of question hearing it. Letter from Mary. So this is the letter that we've had in our inventory since the very start of the game. This is the letter that James has been explaining, you know, away his delusion this entire time. He's like, Mary can't be dead. She wrote me a letter. She told me to come here. Like, here is this letter. So, letter from Mary. That's definitely Mary's name in her own handwriting on the front of the envelope. But now, at this point in the game, when you examine it, there's nothing written on the stationery. It's completely blank. This letter was never real. This was part of the delusion. And as we progress through these last few moments in the game, the stationery is going to disappear completely. And there will only be the envelope. And then eventually the envelope disappears from our inventory entirely. to get to this door. Thank you. Got the employee elevator key. And it's time to figure out the code to the briefcase. Photos are scattered all over the bed. What's this? Part of the photo has been colored over with a marker. But what's the text Mary's reading at the end? I always thought the letter was real. At the end, we hear the full version of it. It's the other letter that Laura was talking about. So in the cutscene where we just saw Laura, she gives us a letter to read that Mary had left for her. And then Laura says, maybe you'll understand it if you read the other letter. The one that, I must have dropped it. So Laura runs off to look for the other letter. The letters that Laura had were the real ones. And the letter that you hear at the end of the game is the other letter that Laura was looking for. The one that you've had from the beginning was not real. Time to use the thinner. Hovercraft. Got our Cinderella music box. And we also have our employee elevator key. It's time to go use the employee elevator. Hey, Var. Thank you so much for the $20 tip. Thank you, thank you. Best Samhain. Yeah, happy Samhain. Happy Halloween. Thank you so much for the tip. Really, really appreciate the support. Thank you, Var. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Panda. This is right at the end? Yeah, we're coming up on the very end here. What's the one thing you can take on the elevator? You can take the photo of Mary, and you can take the letter from Mary. But everything else, you're not allowed to take on the elevator. Even if all you have is Laura's letter, you know, like one sheet of paper, it doesn't let you take this. But you're allowed to take these things. That's it. Does the damn photo even exist then? The photo exists. And we see James show the photo to Angela. And Angela doesn't seem to react as though he's holding up, you know, nothing. So the photo's real. And this is where, like, there's a little bit of speculation on things, right? So just let me go over the whole elevator thing. You try to get on the elevator, and this happens. Weight allowance, 1 person. And a shelf where we can put our inventory away. So let's put away everything except for Laura's letter. One single piece of paper. All we have is Laura's letter. Still won't let you. We take everything back. Put stuff back on the shelf. This time we put everything in. Except for the photo of Mary and the letter from Mary that we know is not real. And now it works. The elevator will work, as long as these are the only 2 items that we take. So, there's a few different ways to look at this. Is this intentional, where the letter from Mary, which doesn't exist, and the photo of Mary, which has more, I guess, special significance to it, are the only things that James is allowed to keep? Something that represents Mary herself, and then something that isn't really there at all. Is it intentional from a story standpoint, or is it a side effect of how the game is coded? Because if the elevator is just basically doing a check to see if there is any item in your inventory that you picked up, it doesn't work. Like, so if the elevator is just doing a check for items that you picked up, neither of these would show up on that list because you don't pick these up. They're just in your inventory from the start of the game. So, is it an intentional story thing where you're allowed to have these items with you? Or is it just a side effect of the way that the elevator is coded to work, where it's basically only checking to see if there's items that you have picked up, things that you've added to your inventory? It would make sense if the photo was also fake. Exactly, but we know the photo is real because we see James show it to other real people. He says he's looking for his wife. He shows Angela, he shows Eddie. Don't you get points for carrying the letter photo with you on the elevator here? No. So you get points towards the leave ending by using examine on the photo of Mary. All right. Let's upgrade our hotel map to the employee map.
What was that? Who in the hell was that?
There's our last Snow White music box. Joanna K, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Happy Halloween and greetings from Bulgaria. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joanna K. Really appreciate it. Happy Halloween. There's nothing here, but the whole thing smells vaguely moldy. Soup cans are lined up here. I guess they're still okay, but I'm not hungry. Juice cans are lined up here. There's no reason to carry these with me. Oh, but you knew earlier that you would need that 6-pack of juice to throw in a garbage chute. But you also psychically know that these juice cans you don't need, so we're going to leave them. He has video game protagonist psychic abilities. There are tea bags and cookies here. They are all past their expiration dates. There are apples and pumpkins here. potatoes and onions here. They smell slightly rotten. Rotten potatoes. Got the videotape, our VHS with Silent Hill written on the label. It's a bootleg VHS recording of the first Silent Hill movie that Mary and James recorded when it showed on TBS. And a can opener. Sorry, that's just what the VHS tape always makes me think of. Just a VHS tape with the white label on the side that says Silent Hill. It's like someone has a bootleg VHS of the Silent Hill movie. This truly is an evil place. James, how will you know you need a can opener? You always need a can opener. Yeah, he knows that he doesn't need things. He doesn't need those cans of juice. Despite solving a puzzle with juice cans earlier. Loud. Nub, what's a VHS? Hopefully it's a Blu-ray in the remake. Oh my god. We left that burned mini DV. Like they update it, but they don't quite modernize it. There's a can with no label on it. This is another one of those really interesting moments in the hacking Silent Hill 2 with Neko Run video. So we all know, if you're a Silent Hill fan, you know exactly what's in that can. Those are the freshest canned light bulbs you've ever eaten, you've ever tasted. And even though there's absolutely no reason for it to be rendered and in there, if you take the camera and use a camera hack to move the camera and push the camera all the way into that can to where you can see inside of it while it's closed, there's fucking light bulbs in it. You never see them. There's literally no reason for them to be rendered and in there. But someone on Team Silent took the time to make those light bulbs and stick them in that can. Just in case anybody cam hacked their way in there. That was one of those mind-blowing moments during the hacking Silent Hill 2 with Neko Run playthrough. Where we were like, what the fuck? Why? Why render this? Because like here, this is just like a static image, you know? They didn't have to render actual bulbs. There was a light bulb in the can. And you take it. But see, like, you can just barely, once it's open, you can just barely see the top of one light bulb poking out of the top. That is all. But there's multiple light bulbs that are like rendered and in this can. It's one of those little details where it's like, why? Like, Team Silent put so many interesting little details in that under normal circumstances nobody would like ever see. There's a jukebox here. It doesn't play, so it must be broken. I mean, it's all fucking lit up and shit. There's a lamp on the counter, but there's no light bulb, so you can't turn it on. Time for some stupid shit. I tried to use the bar key, but it's too dark to find the keyhole. It's too dark, you guys. This brightly lit jukebox right next to the door, like perfectly illuminating the door handle and what I would assume would also be the keyhole. It's too dark. Can't see it. There's no way I could feel around with my hands and find the keyhole and then use the key to unlock it. No. There's only one possible solution. Fresh, canned light bulb light. Look how much brighter it is. Now I can perfectly use the bar key. Wemsters, good timing on the resub. Thank you so much for the 16 months. Hope you're doing well, Wemsters. Happy Halloween. Sounded like someone took a bite of an apple when you pop the light bulb in. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It's definitely a weird sound, but that's also one of the best, like, I don't know. There's a lot of really good sound effects in Silent Hill 2 that are like practically ASMR quality. And that little sound when you put the light bulb into the lamp, that's a good one. It's a nice noise. It's a nice satisfying sound. Don't need anything from the shelf. We got all of our stuff back. We have all of the music boxes that we need. Music box puzzle. There's a rectangular indentation. There's a plate in front of the indentation and something's engraved on it. Seat of the princess who awoke from death. So we've got 3 different music boxes based on 3 different fairy tales. We have The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, and Snow White. So the princess who awoke from death would be Snow White. Seat of the princess who fled at midnight. That would be Cinderella. And seat of the princess who spoke no words. That would be the Little Mermaid who traded her voice for legs. Clarden, thank you so much for the 16 months. Very much appreciate the love and support. Thank you, thank you. Drop the James. Well, we solved the puzzle. We've got the hotel stairway key to open up the gate to the 3rd floor, and the key for room 312, as well as the videotape. Silent Hill is written on the label in my handwriting. This is definitely the videotape I recorded back then. So there's a reason. There's a reason why we do our music box dance. I mentioned earlier kind of the pacing of Silent Hill 2 and how good it is, and I kind of create my own little moment of levity there, because it's nice and it's fun and it's a little bit silly. Because then, immediately after we have that nice little fun dancing moment, we've got to watch this tape. There's a VCR here. Looks like I'll be able to use it.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No. I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry. That voice!
Notice the radio is also going off, even if your radio is off. No matter what, you get that sound effect here. Volvagog, thank you so much for the 14 months. Very much appreciate the resub. Hope you're doing well. Happy Halloween. Thank you so much for all the support. But yeah, that is our big reveal for the story of the game. That Mary was sick, and she didn't die of her illness. She didn't die of that damn disease 3 years ago. James smothered her to death with a pillow last week, and then put her body in the car and drove to Silent Hill with the intention of killing himself, to be with Mary forever in death. And upon arriving in the town, he had a psychotic break. He made up a delusion, is a fictional reality where Mary died years ago, and sent this letter to him, which, if we look again at the letter from Mary, there is nothing in the envelope. So first, we looked at the stationery that the letter was written on, and it was blank. All of the text had disappeared. All the writing had disappeared. Now, it's just an envelope. There's not even stationery. It's gradually vanishing because it wasn't ever really there. That whole letter at the beginning of the game that convinced James that Mary must still be alive and waiting for him in Silent Hill was just part of his delusion. And now the hotel takes on much closer to what its actual appearance probably is. It's run down, parts of it are burned down, other parts are flooded and dripping water. And there's actually some extra dialogue we can get here by coming into this little library and examining the headset on the desk here. Meep, thank you so much for the 68 months. It was a long time of love and support. Thank you so much, Meep. Happy Halloween. Thank you for being here.
Mary's going to die? You must be joking.
You must be joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can. But there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most. Perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
So that's kind of alluding to where James got the 3-year timeline as part of his delusion from this memory of what this doctor told him about Mary's condition at some point in the past. By the way, if that doctor sounds familiar to any of you Silent Hill fans, he should, because the voice of that doctor is Dennis Fault, who also voices Walter Sullivan in Silent Hill 4. Yeah, exactly. This is all Walter's fault. This is all Falter's Walt. It's because he wrote in that damn book of memories. I knew Howard shouldn't have been handing those things out. That conversation's very realistic and makes it very sad. Yeah, I agree, Romanticore. Oh yeah, my flashlight also no longer works. Press the switch, nothing happens. Look at these water effects, baby. Look at these 2001 water effects. Resident Evil Shark Room, eat your heart out. These water effects are fine by me. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, for 2001, these are pretty good water textures. Time for more heart-wrenching sadness. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Mama! Mama, I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No, I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
And there goes Angela. So we get our conclusion with Eddie, and we sort of get the impression of what his time in Silent Hill has been like. He's being tormented by these people that he perceives as making fun of him, that he's been killing and constantly running from, until the point where he winds up fighting James himself. His whole area where you sort of fight him is sort of like this meat locker with this. You get the impression that everything is cold. Everything comes off as being cold. For James, this entire experience, the scenery, the setting, the atmosphere, rather than being cold, is more like being rotted and rusted. Everything has that look of decay, which is James's own mental state decaying, along with Mary literally physically decaying, both from her illness while she was alive and in death as a corpse in the back of James's car. This is where we get our idea of kind of what Angela has been experiencing. Her torment has been her family. Like, what she's had to face is her father and her brother, and then lastly, she was looking for her mama. She was under some sort of delusion herself, thinking that James was her mama when you first enter the area, before she realizes who she's talking to. And essentially, Angela has been killing her family off. The two figures that you see here on either side of the staircase are Angela's father and Angela's brother. The way that Angela says her lines when James first comes in here, "Mama, you know, you're the last one. Maybe now I can finally rest." Basically, she wants to kill her family and then herself so that she can be at peace, because her whole life has been fucking torture, abuse. We also get this separation of perspective from different people perceiving reality in different ways. James does not see the fire. We as the player can see all of the fire. James doesn't see it, but he does feel the heat from it. So James says, "It's hot as hell here." He doesn't say, "Holy shit, everything's on fire." He doesn't say, "Everything is burning down, we have to get out of here." He just says, "It's hot as hell in here." Angela makes the assumption, based on James's comment, that he can see it, because for her, it's always like this. For Eddie, it's cold. For James, it's rust and decay. For Angela, it's flames. Mr. Sampson, welcome back. Thank you so much for the Prime resub. Very much appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and once you leave this burning staircase, it's gone. Did she have a reason to kill her brother? Her whole family was abusive to her. Her brother and father both sexually and physically abused her, and her mother psychologically abused her. Her mother made her feel like she deserved what her father and brother did to her. The final save point. We've just got 2 boss fights left. Surprised there wasn't a boss fight against her brother, because all we saw was Abstract Daddy. I guess they didn't want to like revisit Angela's trauma too much. Like you get one fight kind of per character. So it's like with Eddie, it's directly against Eddie. With Angela, it's against Thomas Orozco, Abstract Daddy. Is what I said wrong, Nub Zombie? The things look like the size of a child in the placement of the blood, so that's what I thought it was. No, the things on either side of the stairs, they look small because of the angle, like because of the perspective when you're looking up the stairs. But if you like, you can't walk up the stairs normally, but you can with like cheat engine stuff. So if you're looking at them straight on, like if you're standing right next to them, they are normal human sized. They're not small. They just look that way because of the perspective of the stairs and the fire and everything. But yeah, the 2 pinned up figures on either side of the stairs are like a sheet of flesh, very similar to the Abstract Daddy appearance, covering a body that is like pinned in place. One representing her father and one representing her brother.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth.
Yeah.
Now it's time to end this.
We've already seen this scene in the remake trailer. I find it funny that they do muffle James's scream, and I'm guessing for the full release version of the game, it probably won't be muffled. We'll actually hear like him screaming, but yeah. Randy Marsh is back. I love the Randy Marsh voice. I know this is a super dramatic and serious moment in the game. Maria is once again being murdered right in front of James. It's foreshadowed by these mention of prisoners dying by skewering that we saw in the prison earlier on, where they make mention of that. And Maria herself is hung up and skewered. But I just can't unhear James turning into Randy Marsh from South Park when he goes, "Leave us alone. Leave us both the hell alone. I thought this was America." Notice the big seal of Metatron? The two big seals of Metatron on the rug here? They're like very faint. We've got our first look at a cult symbol that's in another Silent Hill game. Because we kind of see some other cult symbols when we're in the cultist's prison cell, but they're like different symbols. It's not the typical Halo of the Sun seal of Metatron. you have the two here. Wait, so why is the cult symbol here anyway? I get why in the prison. You know, I had a few theories on it over the years, and I think Masahiro Ito finally commented on it at some point on Twitter, and he basically said it was like a temporary thing that wasn't supposed to really be in the final game, and then it wound up in the final game as a mistake. So apparently it's not even really supposed to be there. It was like a placeholder thing that wound up in the final game. Oh well, Seal of Metatron's there now. Silent Hill players analyzing the games to this day. Is this intentional? Yeah, Matt. What's wrong with that? It's better than like a boring surface level story that doesn't drum up any sort of discussion because everything is just laid out for you and explained. I'd rather have stuff to like interpret and discuss. Exactly, Romantic Core. If players can still be analyzing a game after 20 plus years, still learning new things about it, still interpreting it and analyzing it and discussing it, I'd say that's a pretty good sign of a good game. I'd say that's a mark of quality. Hey, Sasam, welcome back. Stream's been good. No one's out here discussing the lore behind Candyland. I mean, hell, even if you look at something... Oh, by the way, Pyramid Head won't move anymore. Just because I mentioned earlier, everyone makes a big deal. Not everyone. Certain people make a big deal about calling him Red Pyramid Thing. Look at the words on the screen. It's fine. He's Pyramid Head. They call him Pyramid Head. Looks like he's holding something. Rust-colored egg. Does it say Pyramid Head in Japanese? I'm not as familiar with the original Japanese script, so sometime I'll have to see if I can pull all that up and do a more direct translation. I think the translation for Japanese calls him... It's probably Red Pyramid Thing in the text here, but I honestly don't know. But yeah, talking about like how people still discuss these games like 20 plus years later. Romanticore, you made the joke about nobody's out here discussing the lore behind Candyland. There's also, just for comparison to like big time, what's the number one main rival in terms of survival horror? What's the big rival to Silent Hill? Resident Evil, right? I know plenty of Silent Hill streamers who talk about the story, discuss the lore and the plot and the way that they interpret all the aspects of the game. I know plenty of YouTubers who make YouTube videos, who have been making analytical YouTube videos around Silent Hill for years and years and years. Nobody does that really with like Resident Evil. Not to the same degree, because there's not really a whole lot of mystery. Like, there's so much left open to interpretation, what things mean, what things can be interpreted as, all the information that the game does not give you. But like, yeah, Resident Evil lore is like, it's super surface level. Like, everything is very basic in how it is presented and explained and defined. There's not much left to like discuss or interpret. Love both Silent Hill and Resident Evil, but they're both so different. That's the thing. I've played every Resident Evil game out there. I enjoy the Resident Evil series, but I don't obsess over learning more about it the way that I do with Silent Hill, because it's like, yeah, you play the games and you get it, and there's not really a whole lot more digging to do. Like, oh, okay, here's a virus. Here's how we made this virus. Here's what the virus was developed from. Here's the things that we used as experiments, and here's the monsters that they turned into. Here's why this person did it. Here's the history of the Spencer Mansion. Here's why it was built this way with all these weird, mysterious doors and puzzles. Like, everything is explained to you in a cutscene or a note, and it's very just, here you go. Here's the story. Because the story is kind of secondary to the experience of running around and solving puzzles and shooting zombies and monsters. So it's like, it's good at what it does. Like, the Resident Evil games are good at what they aim to do, but the story is just very straightforward. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, that's why I like Silent Hill for, you know, I'm a lot more obsessed with Silent Hill, I should say, compared to stuff like Resident Evil, because yeah, there's just not as much to sink your teeth into. At least when it comes to story and lore. I don't get why so many people compare Silent Hill and Resident Evil, to be honest. Because they were the two prominent survival horror series that started around the same time. They both started in the 90s. Resident Evil... Yeah, Silent Hill would not exist without Resident Evil. By the time Silent Hill 1 came out in 1999, we already had Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 3 was like right around the corner. So Silent Hill wouldn't be what it was. Wouldn't exist if not for Resident Evil, but even though they're similar in execution, collect ammo, shoot enemies, solve puzzles, Silent Hill puts a lot of its focus on the atmosphere and the story. Resident Evil puts a lot of its focus on sort of the action, the item management, the monsters, the enemies. But yeah. Do the 2 eggs represent James's testicles? Sure. It's about the size of a quail's egg. And we have, again, the 2 pyramid heads representing both of James's victims. He killed Mary, and then he killed Eddie. The rust-colored egg, most likely representing Mary. That rust kind of representing her decaying and her illness. And the bright red egg, the fresher, bloodier egg, representing Eddie, the much more recent kill. Berserk reference. Maybe it's a reference to the Baylet in Berserk. Wouldn't that be something? We go kill final boss. High Eye Forces starts playing. High forces. Berserk is great. Berserk is great. Fucking love Berserk. What does James say when interacting with Pyramid Head's body? Pyramid Head will not move anymore. And after you take the eggs, this is what it says. I don't need this anymore. It's just a corpse now. Just a corpse. It's fine. See a face on the door? Yeah. Why did the Pyramid Heads kill themselves? Because the Pyramid Heads, like, they represent guilt. They're not creatures that can just be killed off. James coming to terms with why he wanted to punish himself and essentially coming to terms with the truth, breaking out of his mental psychosis, his delusion, removes that need for self-punishment. So the Pyramid Heads are no longer necessary. They kill themselves. How far can you go back at this point? We can make it back here. I think technically I can run pretty far back. Like, they give you the opportunity to backtrack and pick up supplies for the final boss. So, yeah, there's only so much there. It's basically just back to the flooded bar. It'll let you go back to the elevator right before the flooded bar. But that's as far as it'll go. Does Mary die automatically if you have no ammo? I think she is technically supposed to. People have told me that that is the case, like that she has that failsafe built in, but I don't think it triggers under normal circumstances, because unlike Silent Hill 1's final boss, Mary, you can't, like this final boss, you can hit with melee weapons. Silent Hill 1's final boss will automatically die, not automatically, but after some time dodging attacks, Silent Hill 1's final boss will die. It would be a speedrun strat if it was. Oh, no. No. Because it's not instant. Like, even in the case of Silent Hill 1, it's not instantaneous. Your difficulty level determines how long you have to stay alive in the fight without ammo before the fight ends. And it usually takes several minutes. Whereas if you've got a shotgun and some well-timed shotgun shots that are counter hits against the final boss while it's charging its electrical attack, you kill it in just like a few shotgun shots, which is the speedrun strat.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already! I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today. Maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James, wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
Yeah. Monica's performance as Mary and Maria, that's going to be the hardest performance to top. More than James, more than any other character, Bloober's going to have a hard fucking time getting anywhere close to the emotional impact of Monica's lines, like her performance throughout this game. And this is another one of the few times in the game where we have the rain effect. So some of those rain effects that we were seeing in the Silent Hill 2 remake trailer, maybe they're adding a little bit more of this like rainy theme.
This is not a dream. What's
to
happening
other
to this place?
scenes, other moments in the game. Hey, Atticus, thank you for the raid. We are at the very end of the game, so we're almost done for the day, but thank you very much for the raid. I much appreciate it. Happy Halloween. Hope you're doing well. Do we know Mary's voice actress in the remake? No. The only actor that we know of right now is James, who's being played by Luke something. Luke Roberts, who most recently is known for playing Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne, Batman's father, in the most recent Batman movie. So James is most likely going to be Luke Roberts. It's like not officially confirmed, but people have figured out that that's him in the mocap suit. He's got posts on his Instagram and stuff being in the mocap suit and recording. Technically, they might use somebody else for the voice, but considering he's a well-known actor, he's probably doing mocap and voice. Yeah, don't talk about Gilbert Gottfried. That's too soon. Too soon. I love watching the stairs here fall away. It's like, you're not fucking going anywhere. You can actually get a little bit of a hint to which ending you're about to get based on where Maria is during this setup before you trigger this last cutscene. If it's Maria standing over at the window, then it's going to be the leave ending or in water ending. And if it's Mary laying in the bed, it's going to be the Maria ending. So it's definitely not the Maria ending. So we're either going to get leave or in water. Based on how I've been playing, I'm assuming this is going to be the leave ending. I healed a lot. I don't think I examined Angela's knife. We didn't look at some of the extra text. We didn't re-examine the door when Maria died in the prison bar sequence. So I think we're gonna get the leave ending here, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Mary?
Wrong again. Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? Maria, I'm done with you.
What do you mean? But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted.
Now I understand. The problem is, you're not married.
No, James. I won't let you. I'll never let you have your Mary back.
I want my Mary back, Mary back, Mary back. Chili's Mary back ribs. Get fucking wrecked. That is Silent Hill 2, everybody. Enjoy the ending. Enjoy the super emotional letter reading that there's no way Bloober is going to top it.
James.
And yeah, that was a solid 13 and a half hour stream. Enjoy the ending. I'll be back after the credits to
Forgive me.
Say goodbye for now.
I told
Thanks
you
everybody
that I
for
wanted
watching.
to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not the whole truth. You also said that you didn't want to die. The truth is, part of me hated you for taking away my life.
You killed me, and you're suffering for it. It's enough, James.
Mary?
James.
Now I understand the real reason I came to this town. I wonder, what was I afraid of? Without you, Mary, I've got nothing. Now we can be together.
In my restless dreams,
You fucking serious? The emulator chose this moment. To fucking crash. Why does this always happen to me? This has happened multiple times where everything works fine. And then we get to the ending and it fucking crashes. We've had this happen on multiple versions of Silent Hill 2. This happened last year too? It did. It absolutely did. This just keeps on happening to me. Let's see. Can we do this instead? Nope. Wait a second. Give me a moment. Yeah, it's Halloween, and Silent Hill 2 said, trick? In the first Eddie cutscene, Eddie and James say red pyramid thing in Japanese. Thank you for the clarification, Zerkaral. So it's Sankaku. Triangle head. Okay. Now we know. Hotel basement. Where's this? This is still... Yeah. We're just going to go out of bounds a little bit here. We're just going to speed run back to that ending. We're going to watch this damn letter. We're going to get our letter reading. I've switched over to the PC version, in case that wasn't obvious. In my restless dreams, he's out of bounds. Don't fuck with James. He'll clip into your house. Ow. Time travel, and we're in HD. I mean, we're in higher definition than PCSX2 with no graphic mods. But this is the PC version with no graphic mods. This is not enhanced edition or any mods or anything like that. This is just baseline PC release. Which, I mean, obviously enhanced edition is the better casual experience, but even the base version of Silent Hill 2, for all of its problems, still looks and plays pretty damn good. Excuse me. Hey, need mana? Excited for the remake of Silent Hill 2? Nice. I'm excited we're getting new Silent Hill stuff. I just hope it all turns out good. Do I have thinner? I do not have the thinner on this save file, so we're going to brute force it. Let's start with Mama. Damn. Dark. Dose. Lose. Love. Lock. Luck. Kill. Hell. Help. Down. Town. Time. Dust. Dusk. Null. Mama damn dark dose lose love luck. Wait, did I try luck? Did I do luck and lock? Yeah. I'm trying to go off memory. Mama damn dark dose lose love luck lock kill hill hell. Downtown. Open and over. That's it. Assuming it is, but is this Silent Hill 2 Enhanced mod? No, this is just base Silent Hill 2 PC with no mods. All right, Mello, take it easy. Thank you for hanging out. Wait. What am I forgetting? Cinderella. Oh, when I clipped into the, Okay. That's what it is. I forgot to grab the other one when I did the out of bounds, so I gotta do the out of bounds again. Wasn't that the answer in the other version too? Yeah, it was actually. What are the odds of that? Because there's like 24 possible words that can be the solution of that briefcase. We got the same one on 2 different runs on 2 different platforms. Struggled to get the vanilla version working at all. It's very particular, Razlik. The only reason why I'm pretty, like, used to getting this game to work is I've been speedrunning it for 8 years. So I've had to get used to making this version work the way I need it to for a very long time. Because for speedruns, you're not allowed to use mods, including the enhanced edition. It has to be the regular base, just vanilla PC version. But that should be all 3 now. Yep. Oh, get off my head. Get your gross flesh flap out of my face. Oh, come on. Go. Come on, James. We did all this already. We're just trying to get to the ending credits. We need the ending. Although we're probably going to get a different ending this time, but... oh well. We're making do, because the damn PS2 emulator just crashed. Right at the very end. Yeah, I definitely need to try and figure out what I need to fix. I need to set up the newest dev build of PCSX2. That's what I need to do. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of those issues are fixed. Hey, Gagasomnia. Yep, I am still on. I was basically done and about to go off for the day, but the game crashed during Mary's letter, and I refused to end it that way. I want to hear the performance of this letter. I want to hear Monica Taylor Horgan making Team Silent cry with her beautiful performance. Let's top up health. James, you want to, like, swing the great knife? Thank you. Fucking destroyed. And now we get to do this.
Mary?
What do you want?
What do you want,
James?
prison toilet?
I brought you some
brought you an
flowers.
elevator.
Flowers?
I don't want any damn labyrinth
flowers.
hallway.
Just go home already.
Just catacomb already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the
Between
drugs,
the hotel and the elevator hall.
I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon.
This is the
anyway.
PC version, by the way.
Maybe today.
And there's
maybe
still
tomorrow.
text for looking for PS2
It'd be
memory
easier if they'd
cards
just kill
in
me.
the game
I guess
code.
the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James.
Save.
Wait.
Possible.
Please don't go.
Save to new file.
Stay with me.
Formatting.
Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
just catacomb already. These stairs are so janky. Yeah, so if you try to walk up these stairs going just forward, James sort of like hesitates and walks every couple of steps. If you strafe up and down, he doesn't hesitate. BG Kitty, thank you so much for the tier 2 and the 19 months. Very much appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Glad I still caught the end. Happy Halloween, Nub. Thank you, Kitty. Happy Halloween. What is that? Why is my audio breaking? Why is everything breaking? PC version. Oh, please don't do that for like the final cutscene. That's the whole reason I did this. Why does none of my Silent Hill 2 work the way it's supposed to? Do the bats deal damage? They're mods, and yes. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that is. Even on single core need mana, there's audio glitches. In the base PC version, it's just how this game is. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it will play an ending without
Mary?
breaking. That would be nice.
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James.
This is not common to run into this many issues with this game. But I'm kind of at a loss here.